My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi. What's good, Froot Loop?
Birthday parties.
Yeah, your little nephew had a birthday.
He did. We had a good time. He turned 4. So
oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
He's got a late. It's weird. He's got a late birthday, so school was weird for him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he's 5, like it's gonna be weird. So
Happy
we had a good
birthday
time.
to Darius.
Yep, little D. So you had an interesting visitor in your front yard.
Okay, so I live near all of my family, pretty much. We all live on the same street. So I was walking home from my mom's and there was a bat flying around. So I was like, let me get my phone and get a video of this bat because he was just kind of swooping and kamikaze. And I took this picture and I posted it to social media. You can see it. And that's about a millisecond before we made eye contact from here. And I could feel the wind from his little wings.
No.
And I'm and then I must have had this involuntary reaction where I screamed and I don't know what my body did, but my brother was sitting at his table and he comes running out. He's like, what in the world are you doing? He said, are you going crazy? I'm like, it was a bat.
I would have passed away. I would have passed away and I would be walking with pizza right now.
Yeah. I about died of death in I've always said I'm going to die a really stupid way. Watch me get rabies or something.
No.
Oh goodness.
No, I had one when I lived in West Virginia for a little bit. There was one in the house.
In the house?
In the house. I was literally working on a computer and looked up in the there's a log cabin, looked up in the ceiling, like in the top, and that thing was circling. I thought it was a ceiling fan. No. I was out. I locked myself in the room. I slept with a light on.
Get some
because vampires don't like lights.
Yeah, get some garlic.
Leave the light on, they ain't gonna mess with you.
We watched The Lost Boys. We can handle some vampires and bats.
I'm good.
So big thank you to our sponsor. Andrea, 2 Cool T-shirt Quilts is our sponsor. If you look behind me, I always point the other way. If you look behind me, if you're on YouTube watching, there is our Pretty Lies and Alibis pillow. She does blankets, memorial pillows, anything with your t-shirts. Check her out. It's www.2cooltshirtquilts.com/pretty lies and alibis.
Hey, it'd be cool for Thanksgiving to do like some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have themed shirts for a lot of my mom has like 50 Halloween shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And we want to give a big thank you to Heather for the birthday card you sent me. That was very thoughtful. I got to meet one of our listeners, Jessica, yesterday here in Greenville.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was in town for work and she inboxed me and said, hey, do you have any restaurant recommendations? And I said, yeah. So I gave him, and then I said, hey, let's just meet for coffee. So we met at a really great Southern restaurant called Tupelo Honey. And thank you for my brunch. She paid, she insisted, but she was amazing. Like just a soul sister. If I could have talked to her.
Did she tell you before or after she was buying your lunch?
She told me after.
That's good. See, she's smart.
Yeah.
That way,
yeah, but she was great. So Jessica, she watches our YouTube. I had a blast. Can't wait to do it again when you're down here. And thank you to Diane and Debbie for your PayPal donations. They really help. And we really appreciate everything. I have not sent out stickers. Sorry, guys. I'm getting there. So what's today, Fruit Loop?
International Podcast Day.
Woohoo. So, by the way, I found this shirt, and I know that all the family got this tattooed on their arm, Gabby's family. So I'm going through my stuff today. I'm like, I'm definitely wearing this shirt tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing this in honor of Miss Gabby Petito. Sweet girl. So International Podcast Day. We didn't know about this last year. Didn't get the memo.
Nope.
Got it this year. So we want to give a big thank you to all of our old and new listeners and everybody. We wouldn't be here if you weren't listening. And we're really excited about the future of this podcast. We got some things in the works. It's getting bigger and we're getting more creative. Y'all watch out.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Fruit Loop. Okay. So let's see. One of our listeners wants to know how we got our nicknames, and we've explained this before, but we have some new listeners. So Fruit Loop, go ahead with your name.
So my last name is Looper. So, it's just Fruit Loop stuck. And I was that late middle school into high school. So,
yeah,
but your kids,
yeah, my whole family, my grandmother calls her Fruit Loop. She's just Fruit Loop to us. And I had a high school nickname. It was Hoopty. And in fact, anybody from high school still calls me Hoopty. Her parents, her family, everybody. And I got that nickname because one day I got the entire softball team in my mom's Lincoln Town car to go get a drink before our game. And one of the girls that was in there, she said, this is a Hoopty. And it stuck for Gigi. My niece and nephew, when they were little, couldn't say Jennifer. So it was just Gigi. So there you go. That's how we got our nicknames.
I actually saw a big old Lincoln the other day and was like, oh my goodness, that's the same car.
I know how I 3-point turned that on my driver's exam. I will never know.
That's like parking a boat.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. All right. So we're going to jump into the manhunt for Brian Laundrie. What happened today?
They were back at the Laundrie house. They carried in some brown paper bags that looked full. Wonder why I guess they're hiding what they're taking in.
Well, the thing I was thinking, the lawyer says that they're trying to get more things of Brian's for the dogs. Maybe they were returning what they had taken to get more stuff. I don't know. But a lot of our listeners really think that cooler looking thing, it reminds me of Pulp Fiction, where everybody's trying to figure out, what's in the briefcase. That's what this cooler has been all day on social media. But some people who work in the medical field said that it looked like DNA kits. So I don't know, but we don't know that for sure.
My thing is this: they already have something with his scent on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as well as I do, if you keep something, and I know the police take care of whatever they had to start with so they could get his scent, that scent stays in that clothing for a long time.
Yeah, I was wondering, did it wear off? Did it just kind of?
I don't think it does. I actually just opened my grandmother's watch box. It has her watch in it that she wore. And she died in 1989. And I opened that watch box and you could still smell her on that watch.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. If I get like one of my Pop's old shirts and it smells like him, it's like he's right there. Exactly. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. It gives you a nice warm feeling. Yeah. So what else did they do?
So they they went into the camper briefly and then back in the house. They were there about 20 minutes. And then we said it looked like they had some type of cooler.
Yeah. And so I watch Brian and Josh a lot from WFLA. They come on at random times and kind of walk through where we are in the case. And they had a really good question from a viewer, and this made a lot of sense. They had a question who said, do you think there's any way Brian could still be close to the area? And if you remember when Johnny Versace was shot on his front steps in Miami, they looked for Andrew Cunanan for a week or two. At that point, he was wanted for, I think it was a serial killer. It was like other murders everywhere. We watched that whole thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a really good miniseries.
Mhm.
But they eventually found him hiding on a houseboat that was empty. So that was a really good analogy in that this guy was wanted by the FBI and he was kind of right under their noses.
Yeah, and you don't know, did things that have happened up until now or up until he went, we're not saying missing because he ain't missing, but on the run, did they do that stuff to throw the police off?
I mean, if they did, they're
going
to be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to go to the pokey.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, but here's my thing. You have to think about it. When he left, the date's escaping me. It was before
14th.
she was it the 14th? Okay. At that point, his face is kind of already in the news. I don't think he's hitchhiking places. So the only thing I can think is, did they have a boat there for him? I mean, I think that's the only way he would be far.
Yeah. But we know that area, it's waterfront right there, and you can put in the water very easy. Canoe, kayak, whatever you got.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't kayak that far, right?
What do you mean kayak that far?
Like, how far can you kayak before you feel like your arm's going to fall off?
I mean, if he's in good shape, I mean, you can kayak as far as you wanted to. If you're in good shape. I mean, you ain't going to go to Botswana or nothing, but...
But you might get to Miami. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was really kind of quiet today for a while, so I thought maybe there were some things, happening, but here we are again. We just want him found so we can start the process of justice for Gabby. And
exactly,
he's got to be charged first, but I'm not convinced they don't have that waiting under seal or something.
Yeah. So we learned today that Brian got a burner phone on September 4th.
Mm-hmm.
He went into an AT&T store with an older woman in Northport, Florida. The FBI has the phone, and they went to the store to pull surveillance footage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying this is the phone that was left at home the day he left.
Yeah. So Jossie Carbonare, she is somebody I follow on Twitter, and I actually have it set up for alerts because she gets messages from his lawyer on a regular basis. So his lawyer told Jossie, I can confirm that a phone was purchased on September 4th, and Brian opened an account with AT&T for that phone. Brian left that phone at home on the day he went for a hike in the preserve, on September 14th, and now the FBI has that phone. So you have this weird thing where everybody right now is talking about, if you watch the body cam video, he says, I don't have a phone. And then he asks for a phone number, and he pulls a phone out of his pocket. And not only that, then Gabby says he needs his charger before he goes. It's just like, he's lying about all these phones. Yeah. Why would you lie that you have a phone in your pocket to a cop?
Yeah, it's 2021. Everybody has a phone.
Yeah, and they're going to find out you had a phone because it's 2021, and we got technology.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he got a new phone for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Very weird. Well, I think he got a phone after all this happened and he came back to Florida because maybe he felt like he had to get rid of the other phone because it had evidence on it. It had his location pinged. He just doesn't realize they can call AT&T and get it.
Yeah.
They don't need your phone.
The thing is this, if you look at their social media, they photographed a lot of stuff, and he did. Mm-hmm. If you're going for a hike, I hike. My phone's always in my pocket because, one, I'm taking pictures, and two, I'm just kind of tracking on a map where I'm at.
And you can call somebody if you get attacked by a bat.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't make any sense.
None.
So
when asked,
your deal, yeah,
right there, yeah,
yeah. When asked by, is it Jossie?
Jossie, yeah.
See, Jossie, we would say Josie.
I would say Jossie.
Yeah, Jossie. When he officially became their lawyer, he said, "I've been the Laundrie family attorney for more than 20 years." And then she asked when he was contacted about representing them in the case. He said that's privileged information.
Man.
So
Okay.
she asked if he had spoken to Brian or seen him on video chat prior to him running. And his response was, "Yes, I spoke with him." And he said he last spoke to him on September 13th. That's a little coincidence, right?
Yeah, just a little. Make my
You
ears
speak
pop
to an
off.
attorney on the 13th, and then you go on the run on the 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Chad had a hearing today. It was very last minute because on the Vine link, it was listed as canceled. And then they posted the, how they I forget what it's called, but they post and it tells the time and the dial-in number if you're one of the parties and all that stuff. So I sat there and it was like 10 minutes late and I was about to tweet out, "Doesn't look like it's happening." And then they were on. So essentially, this was a little bit of a motion before the change of venue hearing. It's going to be next week on the 5th and the 6th, although they determined today they did not think they would be the 6th as well. So what's going on is the prosecution, they've asked for the jury for the eventual trial to be sequestered. And Rob Wood said this move would lessen the chance of appeals and also protect Chad and Lori's rights. But here's the deal. He's all for a change of venue, if that's what it means, but to get the jury from outside the county and bring them in. So he says he still thinks they can have a fair trial in Fremont. Just bring the jury from another jurisdiction, I guess. So
it's a good thought.
It is a good thought. They're going to have to sequester this jury. I don't know how they think they're not. And it's never, it's not the best thing to do because there's all kinds of stuff that just can go wrong with that. But at the same time, this case is worldwide. It's going to ramp up when these trials get closer. There's going to be more documentaries. There's going to be more news specials. You got to sequester this jury. Otherwise, you're going to end up, like Rob Wood said, an appeal. You're giving them an appeal.
Yeah, it's too big of a case.
Right. It's way too big of a case. So apparently Rob Wood didn't send prior the documents until about 6 p.m. last night. I think it was 17 pages.
Oh, here we go.
So Pryor went to, okay, I'm not trying to be rude. Like I understand from a standpoint of he is trying to do what he can for his client. I get that. I think I figured out today why his voice irks me, because it is the same tone and demeanor when my dad used to lecture me when I was a kid, and I got a lot of those.
Yeah.
So it's, my thought is this: he's going to have to work on not being so condescending, or he's going to lose a jury by like the second sentence he speaks. And if he speaks to witnesses the way he spoke to Melanie Gibb and stuff like that, that jury's going to hate that guy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's okay with us. We don't want any sympathy for Chad or anybody, but still, man, I mean, it's hard to watch trials when you have a lawyer like that.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying, somebody knows him, tell him to tone it down.
Yeah.
All right. So the motion will be heard when?
The 6th, right?
Yeah, the 5th and the 6th, which is next Tuesday, Wednesday. But Judge Boyce asked both sides, do you think it's going to go both days? Rob Wood said, no, I think we could finish in a day. Pryor said he only needs half a day. And Boyce said, okay, well, we'll just sort of assume that even if we have to run late on the 5th, we'll wrap it up on the 5th and free the 6th up. So it's going to be maybe a long day, but we'll cover it. And he said, Boyce also said that he was going to have to do some research or have some figures given to him about the cost of bringing a jury from another county and sequestering them, because then you're going to have to provide them 3 meals a day, a hotel room every night. This trial is going to be a few weeks long, I would think.
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes you'll have jurors drop off because they want to go home.
Yeah.
We saw that. Then you have alternate jurors, but then they got to be sequestered. But I get it.
It's a lot. Yeah.
But it's going to be something that's going to cost them a lot of money to put 12 plus some alternates up in a hotel, 3 meals a day. But it's
Yeah.
I swear I hear talking.
Yeah.
Y'all, that bat done transferred something to me.
Yeah, you hear it.
And then at one point, Pryor said that the prosecution was grandstanding and he was ranting and raving, and Boyce kind of pops in and said, they're not grandstanding.
Yeah. He
All right, so
always, it's something.
Yeah, it's always something. Let's go into Murdaugh.
So this was a shocker.
Yeah.
Maggie
We had heard the
visited.
rumor.
I know, right?
Yeah, we heard the rumor.
Maggie visited a divorce lawyer 6 weeks before she was murdered.
That sounds like motive.
Exactly. So this happened in April.
Mm-hmm.
A source said she had started looking into the family's finances, which is common in divorces with a lot of money and assets. They also said she really didn't pay attention to the family money or where it was coming from. And I thought this was interesting. The next thing they said that Alex's co-workers told People magazine that Maggie stopped coming to have lunch with Alex at the law firm.
Yeah, apparently that was a regular thing. And towards the end, she stopped. And I mean, that's a big deal because now you might have some motive as to why she got murdered.
Yeah.
This is going to blow wide open. This is going to be huge. We will have enough content until Jesus himself returns.
Yeah. And then with Paul, I mean, you don't know. We talked about it before that some people are saying that maybe he was just wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it very well could be. And I mean, the other thing too, you hear that one of the guns used in that would belong to the Murdaugh family. So, I mean, you could speculate and say Paul heard something, grabbed a gun, and went out there, and maybe somebody grabbed that gun from him. I don't know, but it's weird. So this last thing, Froot Loop, I was dead reading this morning.
Oh yeah, this is good.
There was a guy, I think he was in the Middle East somewhere, but he got drunk.
Intoxicated.
He got a little polluted and walked off into the woods and didn't come out. So they formed the search party for hours. The drunk dude was a part of the search party for himself. Oh my gosh. And then he said, finally, the guy, when he sobers up a little bit, he says, who are we looking for? And they were like, you. And he was like, I'm here.
Oh my goodness. That's too
daddy.
funny. That's your daddy. That's too funny. He's not a criminal, but that's funny.
No, I mean, come on. Doesn't he sound like a cool guy? Drunk. Yeah. Hey, I'll go join a search party.
I'll go help somebody look for somebody. Who are we looking for? Yeah.
I've been found.
That's pretty good.
So we just got the autopsy for Charles Vallow. And we posted just kind of the basic, like the summary of it. We're going to kind of go a little deeper into that on an episode by itself, just because we're trying to keep these things now that we have so many cases and people don't listen to this, people don't listen to that. So maybe this weekend we can go through that. Also, there is, I think, a 17-page motion filed. It was a response by the state, I think, about this jury thing. So we'll go through that, see what they're saying, and then we'll have an episode where it's just going to be Vallow and then their response. And then, of course, we'll keep our eyes peeled for anything about Brian Laundrie and see if they can find him. I mean, the dog's out there sniffing around, and I mean, everybody's somewhere. So it's just like, you think about it, though. We can find a terrorist in a cave in Afghanistan, and we can't find Brian Laundrie.
Yep.
No disrespect to the FBI.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, come on, guys. Let's do this.
I think the problem is, and I know I watched a special when they found Bin Laden. It was people who was around him. Mm-hmm. And right now it seems like that he's a loner. He's by himself. Yeah. So it's hard to track and know. No. They're going to find him more.
I'm more teasing about that, but.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're going to find him.
I had something to say.
He's up a tree. He's in an oak tree out there somewhere.
And he dropped little coconuts on the FBI head and knock him
Yeah.
out and run. Oh man.
That funny video, a leprechaun in a tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny. Well, I had something to say. I guess it wasn't important.
It must have been a lie.
No. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. We just wanted to hop on and kind of update you. There hadn't been a ton. There's been some false alarms, and we thought maybe we were going to get some Brian news, and then it wasn't. So So we did have this stuff with Murdaugh and then this hearing today. So we wanted to do this. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'm so glad I didn't tell my daughter, Taylor, that I got her tickets to see the Counting Crows, because I wake up today and a friend of mine's like, oh, I had a great time at the Counting Crows show last night. And I was like, oh yeah. The COVID brain is a real thing. But we're going to Tennessee Tuesday to see Gregory Allen Iscoff. And then we go that next weekend, we get to see America with my parents. And then I got our James Taylor tickets. I'm so excited with Jackson Brown.
That's concert goer. Like, I love music and listen to the radio. You've always been a concert goer. Yeah. Nothing will be what? Lori Morgan? Yes, that's what I was going to say. The last concert I went to was Lori Morgan at Carowinds, and Troy Aikman was her boyfriend at the time, and he came out.
That was a hot minute. That was when we were in high school.
Yeah, it was.
Weren't we? Yeah. Oh, God, so. Girl. No, I mean, but the best concert I could die happy. I saw Pink Floyd at Death Valley in Clemson, 1994. Just admitted to my parents like a year ago that I snuck out of the house.
Oh. I take that back. The last concert I went to was Diana Ross. That was the last one.
That's right. We went to, that's right. That was a good one.
Yep.
So I'm getting all my concerts now. They're going, getting all those tickets bought. Hopefully travel somewhere and see some good people. So anyways, we will be back if something crazy happens. I'm coming up to your house tomorrow for game night.
Oh yeah. Family game night.
We're not talking business. We're not talking nothing. We're just going to chill out and have some fun. And so we will see you guys probably Saturday, Sunday-ish, unless something crazy happens.
Yep.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.